In this video, we will learn how to loop our code and how to iterate through sequences. The sequence we're working with here is a list, and this list contains strings representing different fruits, so apple, mango, and blueberry. And to now iterate through this list, we can use for loops. So we write for every fruit in our list of fruits, then colon, and then in a new line with an indentation, we write what we want to do with the respective fruits. And as a very simple example, we can print our fruits. So if we run that, we print the apple, mango, and blueberry. To extend on this example, we can add the word juice to every fruit. So for every fruit in our list of fruits, we print not just the fruit, but also we append to that string the word juice. And so now we have apple juice, mango juice, and blueberry juice. Let's make another example with numbers. So we have the numbers, let's say 1, 2, and 3. And then for every number in this list of numbers, we print again the respective numbers. Iterating through numbers that increase or also decrease by a fixed value is something that appears very often. And usually we don't just stop at 3, but maybe we want to go up to 100 and then check which of our numbers are primes. And for these kind of situations, it would be very inconvenient if we had to type out all the numbers. And so what we can do instead of iterating through this list of numbers is that we call the range operator. So we write for number in range, and then we can pass it at a number that specifies the range of the numbers we're getting. So if we pass a 6, then that gives us all the numbers starting from 0 up to, but not including, 6. So we end at 5. The range operator also allows us to pass multiple arguments. And when we pass multiple arguments, we can specify not just the end of our range, but also the start and the step size. So let's say we go from 1 up until 20 with a step size of 2. And so now we start at 1, go to 3, up until, but not including, 20. Okay, let's revert back to 6. And now we can learn about two very important statements that allow us to control our loops. And the first one is the break statement. And with this statement, we can decide to exit our loop. So let's say if number equals to 3, then we break. And with it, our loop ends once num equals to 3. The alternative to breaking is that we continue. And what happens now if this condition is triggered and we continue is that we're not executing any code after this continue statement, but we're instead skipping to the next loop iteration. So when number equals to 3, we're not printing this number, but we're instead continuing to 4. So 2 is printed, 3 is skipped, so we continue, and then again 4 is printed. So whenever we want to skip certain parts of our sequence or loop, we can use the continue statement. Finally, we have while loops. And while loops execute code while their condition evaluates to true. So you can write while x is bigger than 1, we print x. And after printing, we'll subtract 1 from our x. And if we now run our code, we'll get the values 5 up to 2. And then after 2 is printed, we're subtracting 1 again, which leaves us with 1. And 1 is not greater than 1, so we're finished with our while loop. If we forget this x minus equals 1, what happens is that we're stuck in an infinite loop. Because x will always be 5 and 5 will always be bigger than 1. So we might as well just write here true. And if we run that, we're printing 5s without end. And in most cases, we can break these infinite loops by pressing Ctrl plus C. This will send a keyboard interrupt. If you're working in a Jupyter notebook, you can press I twice.